Hello, good afternoon. It's 4 p.m. Welcome to News Flash here on Metro Television. We're bringing you 30 minutes of update of all stories making lead in the country. My name is Nana Yoentri. Coming up in the net. The Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability vows to head to court over salaries for first and second ladies. Meanwhile, the Executive Director for Media Foundation for West Africa says the First Lady and the wife of the Vice President should be ready for massive public scrutiny in their respective work since they are both now on cabinet minister level salaries. Still to come in the bulletin, Scrap Dealers Association of Ghana rejects the 10-acre land provided by the regional minister Henry Korte after they were relocated to Ajin Kotoku from Agbogloshi. A very good afternoon again and welcome to the program. To our first story, the wives of the president and the vice president will now receive salaries. This decision was arrived after the government adopted a recommendation by an emolument committee to pay salaries to the spouses of the president and the second gentleman's wife who slide via of the normal norm where the spouses were entitled to allowances. According to the information minister, the new arrangement only makes the payment of the spouses formal since former first ladies were already being paid since the Kufuor administration. There is more in the following report.
Contrary to earlier reports, the Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah has debunked claims that the president approved the new arrangement unilaterally. According to the minister, the president does not have the power to approve salaries and benefits for the executive under Article 71. However, a committee made recommendations which was approved by Parliament. In the past, former President Kufuor instituted the salary scheme for past First Ladies, but was yet to be made formal. The Information Minister had mentioned that all former First Ladies, including Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, Faustina Achampong, Fulera Liman, have all been receiving salaries since the Kufuor administration. Hence, the new arrangement only makes it formal and backed by the Emolument Committee, which was chaired by Professor Ya Ntiamu-Abeidu. The committee was instituted by President Akufo-Addo in the year 2019.
Still on the same matter, managing editor for the Inside newspaper, Kwesi Pratt Jr., has described the parliamentary action to pay presidential spouses as an affront of the 1992 Constitution. He said it is surprising that both parties approved the salary arrangement in the House of Legislature without any side staging a walkout to express disagreement. Member of Parliament for the Subin constituency, Eugene Boachentry, who was a co-panelist on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana, said Parliament will not take decisions just to burden the taxpayer without a good reason.
Who put the wife of the president in Article 71 office holders? Who put the wife of the president there? Is that in the Constitution?
It was recommended and accepted.
Is that how you amend the Constitution? Is that how you amend the Constitution? Because effectively, the Constitution has been amended.
No, really.
The wife of the president, is she an Article 71 office holder? The wife of the vice president, is she an Article 71 office holder? So effectively, you have amended the Constitution through an illegality, clear illegality. This is the problem. If we are sticking to the Constitution, let's stick to the Constitution. In any case, what the Constitution says is not that every 4 years the president must by all means set up this committee. The Constitution doesn't say that. The Constitution doesn't say that every 4 years the president must set up this committee which must by all means increase the salaries of Article 71 office holders. The Constitution does not say that the wife of the president is an Article 71 office holder and so on. So some of these things are in clear violation of the provisions of the 1992 Constitution. And for me, bottom line, is so unfair to the working people of this country.
President Kufuor instituted this, but because it wasn't formalized or institutionalized, now it's going to be institutionalized or formalized so that.
But it's being done wrongly.
No, not but that point. How many times you want to make that point?
Yeah.
Huh? How many times you want to make it? I agree with you. Okay. That you must come by. Yes.
Okay. If you agree, then
if you want,
but I said that.
If you want them to come under one,
maybe the reason
under 71.
The reason why President Kufuor, let's formalize it, right? Fine. But the formalization has issues.
Yes.
You understand? And the issue is that the Article 108 says, look, we know what to do. Come by bill or come by motion. You understand? So if that is what is required of him, I don't think as a lawyer you have any issues with that. Because if it brings to Parliament, it will have a bipartisan support.
That is my problem.
That
is my problem.
Because
you people fight over all kinds of things which affect the ordinary citizen.
You have some on the left, you have some on the right. You understand? So you're not going to do to the detriment of any of them. So we just get about bipartisan where we pass it through.
No problem.
So yes, the president.
The Alliance for Accountable Equity, Public Accountability has served notice it is heading to court to challenge a decision to start paying salaries to the spouses of the president and his vice. The decision was arrived at by a 5-member committee headed by Professor Yao Ntiama Bedu, when we were tasked to make a recommendation on salaries and allowances payable and facilities and privileges available to Article 71 office holders. ASEPA, a pro-National Democratic Congress NDC CSO, has described the development as illegal. And we've been joined on the phone line currently by the Executive Director, Mensa Thompson, okay, we're going on Zoom to speak to the Executive Director for ASEPA, Mensa Thompson, on why he wants to go to court on this decision. Good afternoon and welcome to News Flash, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, good afternoon. And who told you we are pro-NDC civil society organization?
Okay, Mr. Thompson, we know, I mean, in time past, most of your papers and suggestions you've made, people believe it tilt towards the NDC.
Which NDC?
I mean, the National Democratic Congress.
Does NDC owns an idea or a position in national discourse? For that reason, when you speak towards a particular direction, it means you're speaking for them?
Okay.
I mean, I don't think that, I mean, you cannot make some of these blunders. It is unacceptable.
Okay, Mr. Thompson.
We are a civil society organization. We are a civil society organization responsible for holding government accountable for our tax, for utilizing our taxes.
That is good.
How does holding government accountable make you NDC?
That is good, Mr. Thompson. Just as you put it, you want to put government on its toes. This decision, we understand, on the floor of Parliament did not receive any dissenting.
You need to amend your opening statement. You need to amend it.
Mr. Thompson, you remain. How
did you even come by that conclusion in the first place?
Mr. Thompson, you remain a body that want to put government on its toes. We wouldn't attach you.
We are an independent civil society organization. Which part of our emblems and things do you see the NDC in? Which NDC meeting have you seen us in? That
is not what we seek to project.
But you're saying that because we speak towards a particular direction, we are pro NDC.
Mr. Thompson, we will not attach you to. We are not attaching you to
an
NDC.
Organization must take a decision to affiliate with a political party. We have not taken that decision to affiliate ourselves with any political party. And we haven't served notice to any media house that we are officially affiliated to the NDC. For that reason, you give us that reference.
Well noted enough, Mr. Thompson. Like you put it in your earlier remarks, you are putting government on its toes. On the floor of Parliament, we understand.
No, you need to apologize for that. You haven't apologized for that.
Mr. Thompson, we've stated that we are not attaching you to NDC. And that is
so
well
you need to
noted.
Apologize for it was an
unfortunate. It was an unfortunate for that. It was an unfortunate to ASEPA, and we did really want to decline on that. So I believe your statement on pushing the government on its toes can be studied now. When you want to put the government on its toes, we have the parliamentarians who have been elected by both sides of the divide, be it NDC, NPP, CPP. We have them on the floor of Parliament. Neither of these people declined when this committee brought up a paper to pay the First Lady and the Second Lady. So why would you want to head to court?
Okay, good. So you see, In our constitution, Article 71 of our constitution is very clear on who an Article 71 office holder is. And in fact, it's one of the articles in the constitution.
Hello, Mr. Thompson. Okay. Well, that's the lines are failing us. We're trying to speak to the executive director for ASEPA, Mr. Mensa Thompson, who has hinted that the body will be heading to court to challenge this decision to pay the First Lady and the Second Lady, which was arrived at the committee which was set up to look into the emolument of the Article 71 holders in the country. We will try and connect him again, but for now, we continue with our story. The Executive Director for Media Foundation for West Africa, that is Suleiman Brima, has asked the First Lady, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, and the wife of the Vice President, Samira Baumia, to be ready for massive public scrutiny in their respective works, since they are both now on cabinet ministers level when it comes to salaries, according to Mr. Brima, since the two wives of the president and the vice are being paid such salaries, they have become employees of the taxpayer and thus need to account for the people.
Now that the First Lady and Second Lady are on cabinet minister level salaries, they should be ready for massive public scrutiny. They are now our employees too, Mr. Brima stated in a tweet. A section of Ghanaians have kicked against the idea of the First Lady and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's wife taking cabinet minister level salaries. But Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah said the arrangement is not new and did not start under the current regime. Mr. Nkrumah explained that this arrangement was introduced by former President John Ejeku Nkufuor during the start of his presidency in 2000. According to him, spouses of presidents and vice presidents since then enjoyed allowances, though there was no formal documentation to support that. The allowances given the two ladies of the executive, Mr. Nkrumah said, were considered as parts of the privileges of the president and vice president. President Kufuor, in his wisdom, instituted this because of the bad conditions of some spouses of some heads of states then. President Mills and Mahama even increased the rate of these benefits during their time. The truth of the matter is that all surviving spouses of heads of states, current and former, have always received salaries. Lordina Mahama, Nadu Mills, Matilda Amy Sata, Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rollins, Faustina Ejapon, Fulera Liman, among others, have all been receiving salaries since President Kufuor's time. What has happened now is that the arrangement has been made formal, but that was done legally based on the recommendation by the Emolument Committee, the Information Minister emphasized.
I understand we've got Mr. Thompson back on the line to help us speak to what we were discussing. That's the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability has served notice that it will be heading to court to challenge the decision which is informing the payment of the First Lady and the Second Lady, which was resulted as came about because of the emolument which was tasked to look into the payment for Article 71 holders. A very good afternoon to you again, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, many thanks. Thanks, I'm back.
Thank you. Thank you. So I was asking you your decision, why you want to go to court when the parliamentarians who are supposed to be the legislators who came to the floor after having been voted for by the citizenry have seemed to have approved this emolument.
Well, the either Parliament approving the recommendations of the Professor Yai Chamwa Bailey Committee, or the President assenting the signature or approving the recommendations, does not render the action legitimate when the originating action itself was an illegality. The Professor Yai Chamwa Bailey Committee did not have the capacity to make recommendations for salaries to be paid to the spouses of the President and the Vice President. The TOR of the committee was very clear. It was to review the salaries of only Article 71 office holders. And I do not see which part of Article 71 that you can find the First Lady and the Second Lady. And in fact, even in the entire Constitution, there is no mention of the First Lady and the Second Lady. The position that they hold are privileged positions. They are positions hold on the basis of their privilege. Yeah, they are married to the president and the vice president. Over time, there have been opportunities to pay salaries to them. They have been given resources, even though not regularized, to set up their own office and to run their own activities and programs. Which is fine. And it is done by the state as a gesture of benevolence and privilege because they are spouses of our president and vice president. That's all. But you cannot put somebody on salary when they haven't done any work. That is why we call it a salary. You earn a salary when you do a particular work. And so if you want to pay them salaries, then you must amend the rule, include them in the Constitution, make provisions for a specific task which they must fulfill, for which we will hold them accountable, and for the same reason we are going to pay them. Nobody in this world gets paid a salary because he or she is married to somebody else. There's absolutely nowhere this can happen. You don't pay salary to people because they are married to the president or vice president just because of that. No. A salary is linked to a specific task, which is given these people under the Constitution, for which we are going to hold them accountable. Secondly, these First Lady and Second Ladies have foundations where they go around raising money from all sorts of people. In other jurisdictions, we would have the capacity to probe these resources that they raise, because by being married to the commander-in-chief, they have the ability to influence contracts and other things. And so if the wife of the president go and take money from a private company or a private person for personal activities and trade it for favor with her husband, how do we know? You see, but they get all these monies to do all sorts of foundations, and they do not account for a penny. Nobody goes to them to render any accounts to anybody. You see, and so if they want to earn a salary, they must tell us. Then we can put in our Constitution some specific tasks for them, for which we are going to hold them accountable.
Okay, thanks so much, Mr. Thompson.
Submit their audited accounts.
The lines keep getting bad, but I believe we've heard exactly what you want to put out. Personally, it will be interesting for me to see the development from your end, how the laws will be interpreted when it seems to have been getting approval from Parliament as far as this decision is concerned. So we've been speaking to the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability's Executive Director, Mr. Thompson, on the payment that will be going out to the wife of the President and the Second Lady. You're watching Newsflash here on Metro Television. We take a short break. We are back with more.
In Ghana and in Africa, there is only one place to look to get that luxurious design and decor for your offices and homes. Visit Jamila Home. We give you the climax of luxury wherever you find yourself. Presidential and executive office furniture, living room sets, dining set, stunning mirrors, adorable wallpapers, lovely king and queen size beds, valuable antiques and antique goods, beautiful chandeliers and more. Into the bargain, we provide caring customer service, prompt delivery service, skilled and artistic full house design and decor services, and free decor ideas for your space. Our products and service is unparalleled, boasting of top-tier clients all over the globe. Jamila Home, home of first-class quality furniture, beautiful chandeliers, and antiques.
Kids say the darndest things.
One platform, many talents.
And they talk about everything, breakfast?
What is mommy like at home? Tell the truth.
She likes cereal sometimes in the afternoon.
When are you supposed to eat cereal?
In the morning.
Banking and more.
What kind of questions do they ask?
How long will this bank account last?
Showing every Sunday evening. Prime time, 5 to 5:30 p.m. with a catch-up on Wednesdays, 4 to 4:30 p.m.
Kids always say what they wanna.
Metro TV. Insightful and inspiring moments.
Welcome back to the program. This news flash on Metro Television. My name is Nana Yowenchi. Moving on, the head of public relations of the Ghana Fire Service, Ellis Oko Robinson, is calling on Ghanaians to ask questions about their operations rather than subjecting them to mockery. This comes after fire gutted shops at Makola Market on Monday, destroying properties running into millions of cedis. He was speaking to Bright Menin on Metro TV's News Beat. And PRO says they are engaging various MMDAs to provide specialized boreholes in the market centers to fight fire if the need arises.
These situations continue to occur. We intend to engage the district assemblies to have specialized boreholes for firefighting. And we have even started in this respect. And then those areas that are outside Accra, we encourage that they have open source of water like rivers and lakes and others, so we can have enough water to do firefighting. We are the only institution that is mandated to fight fires in this country. Sometimes we use a strategic approach on the fire scene, and you see people hooting at us. When you are fighting a fire, and the fire has already engulfed a particular structure, the standard operational procedure is for you to tackle the adjoining structures. And that is exactly what we did over there. But then, people who don't understand why we were throwing water to the adjoining structures were hooting at us. And it's very, very bad on the side of the public. I want to encourage the public to approach us and ask us questions rather than hooting at us or making mockery of us.
Moving on, Member of Parliament for Ascent Central and Chairman of the Joint Committee on Interior and Defense, Kennedy Japan, has rated Ghana's security 9 out of 10. Ghana is secure. According to him, he added that the NDC has no legitimacy to embark on demonstration on insecurity in Ghana. He was speaking to Paula Dumoshre on Metro TV's Good Evening Ghana.
Do you think there's a state of insecurity in Ghana?
Not at all. Not at all.
Really? So if you are marking Ghana's insecurity over 10?
I'll give it 9.
9 over 10? For security?
For security.
Really?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you sit here.
A giraffe shooting, somebody has been beheaded in some place, war incident, all happening in a matter of 3 weeks.
Let me tell you, those who talk of security, just July 4th celebration in America, 152 people died.
I saw that on the media.
Good. What happened yesterday or 2 days ago in Nigeria?
Nigeria?
Yeah, about 140 kids kidnapped. Is that what we are seeing here?
So you're doing a comparative analysis. That's what you're doing, really.
Yeah, you have to. If you don't do that, the way they're talking about insecurity, we'll all believe in it.
What about comparing us to ourselves yesterday and today? Would you still say that we have better security?
You see, I'm surprised NDC got nerves to go on demonstration talking about security. They got nerves. But, you know, we have to tolerate them because it's politics. Have they forgotten about themselves? NDC? I want every Ghanaian with that political tag to say that there is insecurity in our safety. But not NDC. The atrocities committed by these people in this country, they got nerves.
NDC, are you talking PNDC?
Both. NDC, PNDC, NDC, both. And I was surprised at Totobi Kwachi commenting of security. Totobi Kwachi talking about security.
What has he done? He was Minister of National Security.
Good. And so, what did he do?
Tell us, what did he
do?
In
his time. Crimes that were committed.
Yeah, but nobody prosecuted him. Nobody ever prosecuted him for anything.
Yeah, because even him, you know, when they, I don't know what.
I mean, we don't know that whether Totobi Kwachi committed crimes.
I'm saying he was in charge.
Yes, he was
security.
The Minister of National Security.
Right, and what happened during his term?
We don't know. Did he commit any crime?
Are you saying that Kandapa has committed any crime?
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, so if you ask that question.
But they didn't say that. NDC people didn't say that.
I'm saying that they are talking of insecurity in this country. And I'm referring to Totobi Kwachi talking about insecurity in this country.
You mean he has no legitimacy to speak
at all?
Still on security analyst Adib Sani has expressed disappointment in comments on the back of what came from the Member of Parliament Kennedy Ejapon rating the security agencies high. He said Kennedy spoke basically as a politician. He also commented on the Emil Schultz Ayawaso West Wogan Committee, saying it was a waste of time.
You know, well, when politicians talk like that, I don't blame them. For them, it's 9 out of 10 because they have 24 hours security protection. But for the masses, I'm sure even if you give it 5 out of 10, we've been charitable to the security managers. No, I'm sorry to say, okay, the Emil Schultz Commission was a complete waste of time and energy. Trust me, I mean, it's quite obvious there's no commitment whatsoever into dealing with the issues raised. I mean, they were legitimate issues raised by persons with, you know, high pedigree and credentials, persons who have distinguished themselves in their area of specialty. And for, you know, an attempt to be made to whitewash those dark truths about the security of the state is something that I find hard to comprehend. So I think that from day one, I mean, there's no commitment whatsoever. Unfortunately, it's been tossed.
Now, the Scrap Dealers Association of Ghana says they are rejecting the 10-acre land provided by the regional minister, Henry Kote, after relocating them from Agbogboloshe. According to them, the earlier 2-acre land at Kofikwe near Ajinkotoku, which was later doubled to 10-acre, will not accommodate them. Looking at their numbers in an exclusive interview with Metro News, the Deputy General Secretary of the association, Salifu Salim, said plans are far advanced to acquire a 50-acre land by themselves, hence the rejection. Elvis Ando has the rest of the story.
The Deputy Secretary of the Scrap Dealers Association of Ghana, in an interview with Metro News, hinted the association's plans to acquire their own land.
Where they have shown us, we have observed the place, and the place is too small for us. Initially, he gave us 2 acres of land. We said it's small. Then he came again and then gave us 10, of which is still small. So because of that, we are going to come out with ourselves, put our things together, our resources together, to see where we can relocate ourselves.
He further said their decision was as a result of the failed attempt to negotiate.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.